I'm Troy Michelle, and we're back with Abigail of Extra Special Parents. Now, Abigail, why is foster care so important?
Well, foster parents provide a temporary family environment for children whose biological families can't care for them for whatever reason. And we don't know what that end result will be when a child first comes into care. They may be able to return home, they may be able to go live with relatives, and they may end up being adopted. So we need families who will provide that care for a child while they're in foster care. We actually had a family who started fostering in their 50s. They had already raised their biological children,
Wow.
and they had an 11-year-old boy who was placed in their home, and he became available for adoption, and they just knew he was right for their family. So they say they could have slipped into an easy retirement, but instead they became parents again, and they're so grateful for the joy that this young boy brings them.
What happens when a child can't return home and they're not adopted?
These children age out of foster care. This happens between the ages of 18 and 21, depending on the child's situation. And in Virginia, 20% of children age out of foster care each year. This means they're on their own to find a job, find housing, and support themselves. Now, some of our foster families have adopted children who are older, 16 or 17 years old, and some have kept in contact with children after they age out. So those children have that family support and someone to ask for advice and a place to go in the holidays.
I imagine it would be hard to say goodbye to a child who has been in the home for so long. Is it possible for the foster family to keep in contact with the child once they leave foster care?
It depends on the child's situation, but yes, if it's best for the family and best for the child, it's definitely possible to stay in contact. I actually had a foster dad tell me a while ago about a little boy that was in his home. The little boy was 8 years old when he was in the foster home and was there for less than a year. But the dad stayed in contact with the little boy after he returned to his biological family, and 10 years later he was invited to the little boy's high school graduation.
Oh, wow.
And the whole extended family knew who the foster dad was. The aunts and the uncles and the grandparents all came up and thanked him for what he meant to that child.
That's so beautiful. Such amazing, warm-hearted stories. And there's definitely a need for more foster parents. So for more information, visit extraspecialparents.org.